There is a hole in your window. Not a crack, not damage. A hole that was deliberately drilled into the only thing separating you from minus 60-degree air at 35,000 feet. And every single person on that plane, including the pilots, is depending on it. Now here's what nobody tells you. That hole almost didn't exist. In 1953, engineers left it out. And a plane didn't just crash, it disintegrated. 11 people gone, in seconds, because of one missing hole the size of a pencil tip. So what is it actually doing? Because once I show you the physics behind this thing, you will never look at an airplane window the same way again. And by the end of this video, you'll understand something that most pilots can't even explain off the top of their head. Stay with me, because it gets way weirder than you think. But before we dive in, welcome aboard, by the way. If you love those, wait, how did I not know that? Moments. So smash subscribe. We knew that drops mind-blowing discoveries like this every single week. We look at everyday objects. We find the extraordinary secrets hiding inside them. You won't want to miss a single one. All right, ready? Let's go. To understand that tiny hole, we first have to look at what happens to a window when a plane climbs to cruising altitude. And it is not pretty. Here's the problem. The higher a plane flies, the thinner the air outside gets. At 35,000 feet, the air pressure outside is roughly a quarter of what it is on the ground. But inside the cabin, the air stays pressurized, close to sea level, so you can breathe normally. That difference in pressure, it creates a massive force, constantly, pushing outward on every single surface of that plane. Imagine trying to hold a fully inflated balloon, but the balloon is the size of a building, and it never stops pushing. In the early days of commercial aviation, the 1950s, engineers hadn't fully solved this problem yet. The result was catastrophic. 2 de Havilland Comet jets broke apart mid-flight in 1954. Pressure fatigue cracked the windows and fuselage. Everyone on board died. That tragedy forced engineers to rethink everything, especially the windows. And what they came up with changed aviation forever. Step 1. The 3-layer secret. Here's what most people don't realize. That window you're pressing your face against, it's not one pane of glass. It's 3. An outer pane, a middle pane, and an inner scratch pane. That's just there to protect the real ones from your elbow. The outer pane is structural. It takes the full brunt of that pressure difference. The middle pane is the backup, a fail-safe. If something goes wrong with the outer pane, the middle one holds everything together. 2 layers of protection. But here's where the hole comes in. Step 2. The brilliant balancing act. That tiny hole is drilled into the middle pane. Only the middle pane. Engineers call it the bleed hole. And its job? To equalize pressure between the cabin and the gap between the 2 panes. Think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to crack open a jar of jam. The lid has a vacuum seal. You have to release that seal before the lid will budge. Without the bleed hole, the gap between those 2 panes would build up pressure imbalances. Temperature changes at altitude are extreme. Moisture gets trapped. Ice forms. Stress builds up at exactly the wrong places. The bleed hole vents that trapped air and moisture continuously. It keeps the pressure on the middle pane close to 0. So if that's the case, why doesn't the outer pane just break? Because the outer pane was designed to take all of that load. It's built for it. It's engineered to withstand the full pressure difference on its own. The middle pane gets to just rest. Stay fresh, stay perfect, until it's needed. Step 3. The genius redundancy and the money angle. This is where it gets really clever. The middle pane isn't a backup in theory. It's a guaranteed, tested, always ready backup in practice. Because the bleed hole keeps it unstressed, it never fatigues. It never weakens. Every single flight, it's as strong as the day it was installed. Now here's the money angle. Aviation regulations, specifically FAA and EASA standards, require aircraft windows to withstand a full loss of the outer pane without catastrophic failure. Without the bleed hole, that middle pane could already be compromised by pressure cycling, by moisture, by temperature stress. A compromised backup pane means a potential lawsuit, a grounded fleet, a criminal investigation. That bleed hole isn't just smart engineering. It's what keeps the aircraft compliant with international safety law on every single flight. One tiny hole, keeping you legally and physically protected. Oh, and that condensation fog you sometimes see swirling inside the window? That's moisture venting through the bleed hole. It's not your window failing, it's your window working perfectly. So next time you look at a plane window, don't think of it as a piece of glass with a flaw in it. You're looking at a 3-layer pressure management system, engineered after disaster, refined over decades, legally mandated by international aviation law. That tiny hole is holding 200 people's lives together at 35,000 feet. It's not a mistake, it's the whole point. And that moment when it all clicks? Ah, now we knew! If this changed how you see plane windows forever, smash that like button. Subscribe to We Knew That for more everyday objects with extraordinary secrets hiding inside them. Drop a comment with We Knew That and tell us, what object should we investigate next? New discoveries every week. See you in the next one.